It's just some apples. We had some leftover apples, and I cut up a couple slices and put them there just for now. I mean, they have a little fruit bowl back there, but my daughter comes home, she's from work, she's going to mix them up their dinner. They have a nice big giant saltwater bath. It's pretty big. It's temporary until we get our new our new ones. So it is pretty big. It's about an inch, inch and a quarter, inch and a half deep. It's level, mostly level. There's a little bit up there with the substrate, so they can fully submerge if they want to. I know that I did not know until I was told that they like to be fully submerged, but there is a rock in there, and it's a stepping stone type of rock, so it looks flat, but you can kind of see, you know, how the water distorts it, but you can see that it has two levels to it, so they can go in, submerge, and then they can walk up onto the rock and then walk up into the top, and they're fine. Actually, it was supposed to be pushed over to the side too, so they can also walk out. But it's not that, you know, look at the size of the shell compared to that. But they have a lot more room and space to enjoy their saltwater bath. The fresh water is still in the back. It's not a double rock. It's like this is like a large totem type rock. Actually, it's a kind of got a little undone. It holds the net up better so they can get out underneath the net, and the net does not lay down onto the substrate. So again, like I said, they can they have different levels they can be on. They can be safe and burrowed into the substrate. They can hang out on ground level wherever they want to do. A lot of them love to climb on the log back and forth. You know, they climb around behind the little shark cave. Not much going on over there recently. Then they have the third level, which is this level. Star and Pepper and Big Blue love to climb all over that. They also like to destroy the top part. You saw Pib try. Now, Pib would have no problem, like, climbing along the sides and stuff, but in that video where he tried to actually climb it, you can tell that the holes are just too big and he's just too tiny. So he was having a hard time, and that's why he just turned right around and went right back down. And then they have their upper, you know, the lid they can go onto. Yes, I do have saran wrap on it. It keeps the humidity in. It's temporary. Not buying a new lid for it, a glass lid, because she's not keeping this tank. She's going larger. So there's no point in purchasing another lid. She was so worried they couldn't breathe, and I'm like, she's like, don't put it on the whole thing. I said, I need to keep the humidity in there and the heat in there. And as you can tell from other videos, they're very active, and they're very active because there's so much more humidity and the heat is retained in there. So I tried to explain to her that, you know, I'm just putting the rock back up, that, you know, they have modified gills that as long as it stays humid in there, they breathe through that. You know, they don't have lungs, they have modified gills, you know, and they like to, that's why they put the water in their shell, and they'll go off and stuff. But all the other, you know, tanks that you see, you know, they have glass tanks or tanks that are sealed that have a slide out. So she's so afraid that, you know, it was going to suffocate them because, you know, I mean, a little airflow, fine, but it, you know, I had it to like here. It actually has to be redone. but it keeps the humidity in there, keeps everything nice. And we got the shell's got a little bit of salt water in there. There's like water in that shell. But yeah, that's their little saltwater, well, larger saltwater bath and deeper. It's definitely deeper than that little blue thing, which was like maybe a half an inch. This is about an inch, inch and a half deep. So I wanted Sarah to see that. So, um, but again, like I said, we're gonna, that's a temporary solution that, we have, and I put it so it was ground level.